Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Boy, when I was a kid, I remember, the space race. It was exciting. At first, the Russians had the upper hand. They got into space first. They got a satellite up first. They got a person into orbit first. And it was a source of great pride for them and some embarrassment for us. But John F. Kennedy stood before the nation and issued a challenge. We're going to the moon. And we did. We landed there, walked around, hit a golf ball, collected some space rocks, some moon rocks, and never went back again. And as the years went by, NASA's funding got smaller and smaller. And now it's grossly underfunded. Now, they've done real well with what they had. We had the shuttle program, which had a couple of accidents, but was overall pretty successful. And we've sent out things like we have 3 Voyager probes, and we put up some satellites in the Hubble telescope. The satellites, by the way, are very useful in global communications. Now, from time to time, one of our astronauts gets to hitch a ride up to the space station with the Russians. Like I said, I don't blame NASA. They're doing the best they can with what they've got. But since the politicians don't see any votes in it, they're not putting a lot of time, thought, or effort into the space program. But here's the problem. We're fucking up the planet. We've set new records for temperature every month for the past 27 years. Climate change is really obvious. Yeah, there are still people who deny it. They can be divided into 2 groups: kooks and corrupt politicians. A perfect example of corrupt politicians is right here in California where I live. Darrell Issa represents Orange County. Even as beachside cities in his district are moving attractions back away from the ocean because of rising sea levels, he denies that it's happening. We've lost over 50 islands. They've been mostly uninhabited, but there have been a couple of populated islands that have had to be evacuated. The entire population has had to be moved. And island nations like Indonesia are really worried about this. But they don't have that much clout around the world. We're also losing our ability to produce food through increasing droughts, low water levels in lakes and aqueducts. And we're fucking up our water supply with fracking. Eventually, that's going to be so serious that it's going to be a crisis. These problems are not going to disappear. They're only going to get worse. In a couple of 100 years, it's going to be really hard for people to live on this planet. If we're going to have a future, it's going to have to be somewhere else in the universe. And from where I'm sitting, I don't think we're going to make it. We haven't even begun to imagine the technology that it would take to get us to the nearest place where there might even be a slight chance of our surviving. Right now, it would take millions of years to get anywhere. In order to survive, this planet would have to unite and dedicate ourselves fanatically towards space exploration. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. Probably the universe will be a lot better off if we remain stuck here until we reach our inevitable extinction. Once we ruin this planet, do we really deserve a second chance? Thanks for listening.